Welcome back to the Bates Kitchen. I got a quick one here for you. Our family's favorite honey butter. You can eat this on biscuits. You can eat this on our homemade bread back in the other episode. You can put this on croissants. This stuff is amazing, whatever you put it on. And I do not make bread, or I do not make biscuits, or pretty much anything to do like that I don't make this honey butter spread for it. If you try it, let me know what you think in the comments. If you have a different kind of compound that you use with your butter, we'd love to hear about that too, because I love something that's good and sweet and fat. This stuff is really simple. All you're gonna do is, I've got a stick of butter, and I have it pretty much room temperature, not even really super softened. And then I'm just gonna start blending it until it kind of whips. Still got the broken thumb here, so this is gonna take a little bit. And you can see it just kind of peels off there and starts whipping. And I'm used to, let me try to hold this with my left hand. Kids, don't try this at home. Oh yeah, much better. Once it kind of gets smooth in here, I'm gonna go ahead and mix in about a teaspoon of my maple syrup. This is actually a bourbon maple, and it is really, really good. It's a bourbon barrel aged maple. It's not got any bourbon in it, but I make a champagne butter with champagne in it that's to die for. Then we're gonna add about a tablespoon of honey. And then I'm gonna add something that I think really sets this apart. I'm gonna add just about a tablespoon of cream cheese. That's good. Before I made the bread episode, I wanted to make sure I could do it with the broken thumb. So I actually went and made 2 loaves of bread the night before and made some honey butter with it. And we ate all of it. Told my wife, I said, let's just save 1 loaf. And I'll use that for filming the next day, just kind of for the intro shot, so I don't have to make Dan wait another hour for it to finish cooking. And we ate 1 whole loaf right off, and then the second loaf, Carlin's like, wait, I want a loaf of bread. So Carlin loves my homemade bread. Anytime I make it, she gets her some. So I made a double batch of honey butter, and it was all gone, and I had none left to show you guys. So here we go, let's do it again. Anyway, he's gonna get my one-handed blender back. I know you should hold the handle, but I can't make myself do that with the left hand for some reason. This bowl is a lot harder to mix in. I try to do a clear bowl so it'd be easier to see everything, but it's a little harder to mix everything up. It's just sticking to the bottom here. Ah, starting to come together. It's getting that creamy look. Hit it with a little spoon here for a second. I thought that I would just be able to do everything left-handed and just tell my brain, just do it with your other hand. But instead I found that I'm just finding ways to not use my thumb and do everything right-handed. Anyways. Now sometimes I will add just a little bit of pepper for heat. I'm gonna see what this needs, or a little bit of cinnamon to this. So we're gonna taste it here and see. Just a little 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. You don't want to go so much that it makes it a cinnamony butter. You don't want so much cinnamon that it tastes like cinnamon butter. That's a whole different thing. But you do want just enough cinnamon that it gets a little bite. So I do about a 1/4 teaspoon in there, and we'll get that mixed up. Got to get me something to smear this butter on. Sitting there talking about how good it is. I've got it all mixed up, and now it's time to taste it. And I need to taste it on something. And what better to taste it on than some fresh homemade bread? Sorry, I can't hold my little whatever this thing is called without my thumb. But this stuff right here will make anything you put it on taste unbelievable. But since a lot of you were asking from the homemade bread episode, I thought, why not just use the homemade bread again? And here we go. It's so good, I'm doing it twice. Homemade bread with a cinnamon honey butter. You can throw some nutmeg in there. You can throw some other stuff in there, whatever you want to throw in to bring it out. But this right here will blow your mind. When I was growing up, we always hated the heel piece of the bread. Nobody wanted to get the heel. Falling apart here. Everybody wanted, you know, the middle slices. Nobody wanted to eat the ends, as we called them. And this butter is so good, it makes the heel pieces taste good. I don't know if that's an endorsement for the rest of y'all, but from my house, that means something. Anyways, one bite of this honey butter, you'll thank me later. Thumbs up for good food.